What is a coaching module? Great question. If you've been on my website or you've watched some of my videos, you've seen me talk about these coaching modules. So in this video, I'm going to show you what they are and talk about how that might be different from you setting up a customized coaching plan. But keep in mind, the coaching modules do involve one-on-one coaching, and it is tailored to you and the specific problem you have. I've just created modules because I have seen them over and over again that these are the same issues that my clients face. So let me share my screen here. While you can purchase my modules on School and you can just click and it'll automatically happen, trust me, I set everything up for you to make it easy. You can just go into School and the module that you have purchased will be available. If it's the modules that you have not purchased, they'll be grayed out. You can buy them if you want to, but they'll be grayed out. So let's say you only purchase module 1, 2, and 3 will be grayed out here. But when you go into a module, they're all set up similarly. They have the overview of what the issue is and what you will learn. And what you do is you book a session with me, you sign your contract, you take your pretest. It's only 2 minutes. We just do this to measure your progress so you see the value you're getting. Then you have a short video lesson. I do these video lessons so that our 50-minute sessions, we can tailor and focus on you. So that is the value of doing a module, is it is optimized to save you time and to get the most bang for your buck. So you do the background information. So I'm not teaching you frameworks and such in the one-on-one. You do your worksheets, which are down here, and then we work on individually you and what your situations are in the 50-minute session. I just have this here to remind you to have the session. Then you go and you watch the second video. A little more background, a little more information, worksheets. And then we have another coaching session, again, to focus on you. Now, these look like a lot of worksheets. They are. Typically, people go through a module in about a month. So if you do all the modules, it's a 6-month program. We can accelerate that if you want to. I just don't want to burn you out because I'm also assuming you have a full-time job, as my clients do. Now, at the end, we have a 4-minute assessment. It's twice as long as the beginning, I know, but it's to measure your progress so that you know what you got, what skills you got, and how much progress you have made. So that is what a coaching module is. Now, the a la carte coaching, where we customize for you, we set it up for your goals, and we begin by having a short conversation. We talk about what your goals are. I talk about how I can help you with them, assuming I'll tell you if I can. And then we set up, this is how many sessions I think it'll take. This is what we'll focus on in each session. This is how we'll know we reached the outcome, things like that. And then I send you a contract, very similar to what all my contracts are, which are essentially my attendance policies, my refund policies, and confidentiality agreement that I won't share your name or information without your consent, and what our goals are. Now, that can change. It could be that something happens along the way and what we thought we could do in session 3, you want to focus on something else, or maybe something is taking a bit longer. But generally, that's the plan we're going to try to stick to. When you would need an a la carte option, which is if you just want to, you don't want to do video lessons and worksheets. So I would challenge for behavior change, you've got to be able to invest some time and practice into this. Or 2, it's something that is not in the coaching program. So for example, sometimes people come to me, they want to talk, they want coaching on my social media marketing strategy. They want insight on preparing to become a business owner while you're still working. Or they have very specific scenarios and issues they want to talk about. That's all fine. You just book the short 20-minute call. I only do one of those free, and we set up a plan and we go from there. I may include worksheets if I believe they're relevant, but it's not the same structure and it doesn't come with the video lessons. So that is the difference. So if you want to know if a module would work for you, this is why I have structured my website to have a quiz. So let me show you how that works. Okay, so on my website, I have the Find Your Fit, and you start the quiz, and it is for people and organizations. So you would click on the solution that works for you, and then I will answer you a series of questions that on my end tell me which unwritten rules you're struggling with. At the end of this quiz, you get a diagnosis of which unwritten rules you're struggling with and which resources I recommend for you. There's always the option of, if the resources I recommend, you're like, I still want a more customized option, or I still want to talk to you, you can still book a call via links that it'll provide. But it will tell you, this is the rule and this is what I recommend. So that is the purpose of this tool, is to make it easier, because I know it's a lot of information and there are a lot of different issues. So for example, If you are dealing with workplace bullying and you take this quiz, it takes about 2 minutes and you tell me that, it's going to tell you, here are the coaching modules that will help you, but really first you need to take my workplace bullying course. And that is a cheaper option. It is 6 modules. It'll take some time, but it's very hands-on because you need to know what the signs are, how to document, how to deal with it in the moment, how to intervene if you see it with others, how to recover from it, things like that. That's right away. And then build to, now that we've got the documentation going, how can we take a more proactive approach to, like, my module 6 on dealing with passive aggressive people. So this quiz has been designed and weighted to tell you the most cost-effective options and the ones most realistic for your purpose. The issues the modules are catered to address are if you are worried about selling out, or you don't know how can I pursue my dream or pursue leadership without selling out. What is this tug of war I have between my moral compass and being part of the solution versus not becoming part of the problem? That's what Module 1 focuses on. If you want to actually get your ideas funded, lead change, speak with people in a way that builds relationships and allies, that's Module 2. If you struggle with speaking up for yourself without being told you're too blunt or you're too aggressive, or you're being bullied by someone that you may have a different identity than you, and you want to be able to address this so you're not bullied, but do so in an appropriate and respectful way, that's Module 3. If you want to stop giving back more than you give, if you're being exploited and you're always giving, and never receiving the promotions, never receiving the rewards or recognition, it's not a fair balance, that's Module 4. If you're in a leadership position and you struggle to delegate and you're afraid people are going to screw it up, or you don't know how to do that, you don't want to exploit people, Module 5. If you deal with passive-aggressive people and you want to hold them accountable without the trouble getting put on you, that's Module 6. So those are the goals. So if those fit for you, those are ideal modules. You still get 2 one-on-one coaching sessions. It's just catered and structured to maximize your time and provide resources that you can keep long-term, like your worksheets. If you have something extremely nuanced or you want to add other goals, then we set up, and I can tell you, I think we can solve this in about this many sessions. I think we can solve that in that many sessions. And if you book 3 or more, I reduce the price of the individual session from $247 a session to $232 per session. So let me know if you have questions, leave a comment, or shoot me an email at info@drkallschmidt.com, and hope to work with you soon.